I'm super excited. It's Brandon Foster, author of Confident AF, Unleash Your Inner Badass, and I have an incredible individual who's going to share her experience working with me inside of my Morning Slay mastermind, and her name is Michelle Schneider is here today. And let me tell you a little bit about Michelle. So Michelle found me from Wanderlust Campus, and then she reached out to me because she was transitioning from a seasoned professional career outside of the travel industry, wanted to start growing or scaling her travel business. And I don't want to say anymore because we'll get into the testimonial. But will you, Michelle, just kind of get the lay of the land of what were the challenges you were facing and starting your brand new business and moving from your current career into the travel industry that made you reach out to me?
Yeah. Oh, thanks for the intro. That was very sweet of you. Okay, so, being in corporate for 28 years, like you have you have this automatic instinct about how things should go, which is very different when you own your own business, right? So it was the need for me to move into a space where I could grow and learn, but yet I was constantly being weighed down by my own thoughts. And I knew that that
Mm.
wasn't what I wanted, right? Like I knew that I needed some support in order to help me like get over the fears of starting my own business. But there was the excitement, but then there was the fear. And then there was, can I do this? And can I not do this? And I was tired of that dialogue going on in my head and I needed help to move past it.
I love that. If I remember correctly, you said it perfectly, but it's like a tug of war of duality inside of your brain,
Yeah.
right? And one of the pieces that I feel like a lot of people just, if you're not aware of it, you can't create any change. And even if you are aware of it, it's difficult to create the change because the change takes time. But it's like I want to build my business, but I'm afraid that if I do this, this will happen. And so what happens is you paralyze. You get stalled and you're not taking action that you know is actually going to move your business forward. So once you started the program, why don't you just share with everyone what that experience was like when you finally got like behind the curtain and started going on the group coaching calls and started to have the course materials. What was it like going through the program?
It was great, actually. So you go in with one idea of what you think it's going to be, right? Like you go in, like I went in, I'd say projecting you, but I went in with the idea of knowing I want to be efficient, I want to grow my business, I want to get past this hurdle, right? It's like all these things I wanted to do. And then I got into the program and it was like, oh, you mean I have to actually sit with some of this stuff and actually deal with some of this stuff underneath this? So there were a lot of things that brought my own insecurities and my own heaviness to the surface that I had to deal with. And that was, it was hard. It was good. It was good work. It was hard work, but it was good work. And your videos were always so encouraging to the fact that I could go back and be like, okay, I just need a little extra support. And even if it's just a video, and then not even just the videos, but when we went into actually the group session within Messenger, right? Like that was a whole nother level of support. And I truly enjoyed two major things that came out of the or the not the Facebook group, but well, I guess it's Facebook group, the Messenger group. Was I loved your audio messages. Those were always so just made my day. Really did. It just made my day. And then when we got to like collaborate with each other and share our wins with each other, like that's huge. I've taken that into the next phase of my own business is making
Mm.
sure that I'm sharing those wins and then I'm getting other people to share their wins too.
I love that. I love all those things. What was it like to have me one on one? I love the one on one coaching sessions. How did those really impact your life in a positive way, and help you create some transformation to really begin to move your business forward?
Well, it's a deeper coaching, right, than the group coaching. So the group coaching is really helpful because we're all there to support each other, but having that one-on-one coaching makes a difference because that means you're helping me in particular, right? So you're making me feel better about the things that I'm doing, and then identifying the things that I need to be doing better. Um, so that was really important, and I felt like every time we talked, you knew that much more about me. So it got deeper and deeper and
Mm.
deeper with each one that we did.
I love that. Now, for someone who's, I started laughing when you said 28-year professional, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I've never been any place 28 years. I think the longest, like, I always joke that I'm a career schizophrenic until I actually discovered what I love to do, which is this. But for someone who has gone through Wanderlust Campus, which is one of the best practical coaching things you can do in the travel industry. For someone who's been a 28-year seasoned career professional, how is this different? You know, because so many people are looking on the outside and they go, "Well, I did Wanderlust Campus," or "I've been in the career professional career space for," and I've heard mindset coaches and confidence coaches or whatever. How would you articulate that to people who are like, "But how is this different, and how is this really going to help me?"
So, how is the coaching different? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Okay. So the coaching's different because one, you're very God-centered. And that's another reason why you were, I think, I was drawn to this program was it wasn't, well, as a hypothetical, not even hypothetical, based on our conversation with the very first time that we talked. One of the things that I felt important to have a conversation with you about was how you believed, right? And your perspective on what God does for us and the abundance that He wants to provide us wasn't a perspective that I was really taught. And that really is one of the key driving factors that helped me decide to come work with you was the balance between spiritual and the science behind it, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a reality to it, there's a logical piece to it, right? Because I'm very logical thinking. But you were able to take the spiritual side and combine them together that made sense. And that was super helpful, I think, in allowing me to really think of abundance in a different way.
I love that. And um, share some of your wins. Like, what has happened since you've done the program? And I always tell people there's three wins we look for, right? So you feel free to share any of these wins, but there's the perspective, the emotional wins first, because when you change your thoughts and your perceptions, you change your behaviors and actions, and when those change, you're going to get different results inside of your business, right? So
Right.
we have the perception wins. Then we have the action wins, which is the things that we were scared to do, but now we're doing. And we know that we're going to have incredible results if we don't have the full revelation of the results yet. And then we have some result wins. And I feel like you have all of those pieces. But share with all of everyone watching, what are the wins that you're most excited about, whether it's perceptions or courage wins, stepping out in faith, or result wins?
Okay, so I agree with you 100% that it's both, or I should say all three. And it does start with the perception wins because what we're doing in the program, what you're teaching in the program, is that you have to deal with your inner thoughts first, right? So having the affirmations and talking and repeating them, right? Constantly made a huge difference. But I can tell you what really made a difference, Brandon, was when you would provide specific ones when I would get stuck on, I don't even know what kind of affirmation to create right now, right? And there are
Yeah.
plenty of times where you're like, okay, say this, this, and this. And I'll be like, perfect, great, I can do that, right? Um, So that I think is a big deal. So affirmations was wonderful. I still use the affirmations and I'm still changing the affirmations. Um, then um, result wins. So as I gained more confidence, right, that allowed me to tackle some of the fears that I had, right, like getting out in social media and creating some posts, right, and putting myself on camera because I've
Yep.
been behind the camera. So that has definitely gotten better. And then just in general, like regular wins. One of the wins that I'm thinking of off the top of my head, and you may have a different one that you have as a favorite, but one of the ones that sticks out the most is I went from would be the networking one. So I did a lot of networking. Went to the Chamber of Commerce, was meeting a lot of people, doing a lot of one-on-ones, and then that was exciting for somebody who's an introvert, right? Like I thought I was going to hate it, and actually I don't. I love it. Um, and then going from talking to people and creating one-on-ones to actually creating my own networking group, right? Like
Mm.
there's those are leaps, and those are leaps that you don't normally get without support, right? Having that extra support from people around you, sharing the wins, everybody being excited about the wins, then, like you like to say, likes to stack, right? Those wins stack and they create more things that then um, make you more comfortable. And then you can take that next level with with it doesn't seem like such a big jump when you're going to the next thing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm always All's biggest supporter and encourager. So I always like you need to anyone here and here and here. But for me, it was like I remember you first hopped on that very first deep dive call with me where we were talking about your beliefs and your perceptions and where you wanted to grow your business. And I just remember she doesn't feel safe to grow her business. She doesn't feel safe to build her business. She's hiding. She is afraid of her boss finding out. She's afraid of her professional network finding out. Like, she's afraid of, being successful and making money. I just saw like all of these nervous system fears that were being perpetuated by perceptions. And a lot of them, like, they all made sense, right? And I just remember us working through every single fear. And as we're working through all the fears together and you're doing the program, it was like your nervous system safety changed, anchored in God's love, of course. And now it's like, hey, I'm going to the Chamber of Commerce. Hey, I'm going to do a networking event. Hey, I have clarity on the women I want to serve, and I have clarity on the first two group retreats that I'm going to do. And it was just amazing to see all of that because I always know that those first courage actions, courageous pieces of action in faith of believing what you can't see yet, they always get results because now you stack and you grow and there's a gestation period. And so I was just so proud of you that you did the work to work through all those pieces. Um, and just to see that change. And then you came to the retreat that I was speaking at. Another Born to Slay client, Christopher, invited you to the retreat, and you came, you went, which was like to me was just another. I don't know why this is popping in my head, but a feather in the cap. I don't know. I don't even know where that comes from, medieval times or something. But feather in the cap. It was just like another feather in the cap that I really, really loved. Um, how did this program change your relationship with God in terms of building your business? I've never asked this question before, but I wanted to ask this.
Yeah, hugely. Huge, I mean, a complete shift in my relationship with God, quite frankly. Like to a point where, having grown up under different ideation of
Hmm.
religion,
Hmm.
that you really demonstrated and opened a door for me that I didn't even know was possible, right? So, yes, my relationship with God completely changed. I have never really looked at it from a perspective that God really wants us to be abundant.
Mm.
Never been taught that before, right? It was more negative than it was positive. And being able to continue to think about those positive things and asking for how I can support, how I can support people, how I can support my family. Um, yeah, it made a huge difference.
I
Made a
love
huge
that.
difference.
Okay, so is there anything else you want to share? This is why I gave you got free rainbow. Anything you feel like on your heart that people need to know? They're on the fence. They're like, I don't know if I need this. Whatever is on your heart. What do you think people need to know?
Honestly, and I know I've talked to you about this, you have a gift. And I think it's important that people understand that your gift is not, you can't see it, you can only experience it, right? And that's the big thing is taking the leap of faith in yourself and understanding that if you can if you can just get past some of these mindset things, there's so much more that you can do and so much more you can offer the world. And if you're going to do it and are I say, and if you are faith-based, and I guess you don't have to be faith-based, but I feel like if you are faith-based, you're going to get so much more out of it. Um, and it will help your relationship, but experiencing the fact that your gift is that God speaks through you. And I've never seen that before. Not like the way that God speaks through you. I mean, in the moment when there were times on a coaching call when you said something that you're like, you just had to tell me something. And it just hit home like, how in the heck did you know that? Right? Like it's an experience that you can only get when you're in coaching with you. And it's an amazing part of the experience because then you really truly know that you understand, right? Like you understand what's going on and you understand how you can help people. So there's that piece. And then the the ultra encourager you are, right? Like the constant, you know, boo, I love you. Yes. Yeah, the encouragement, the abundance, the pouring into, the fact that you just can make me feel good in moments when there's self-doubt, and getting out of that self-doubt is much faster.
Yay! I love it. All the things. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for sharing your experience working with me inside of Born to Slay. If you are watching this and you want to apply to be a part of this incredible mastermind with incredible people like Michelle, then the application will be down below. Thank you for your time today, Boo. I'm so excited to hear about more wins as they blossom inside of your business.
Thank you, Brandon.